Hello and welcome to Brutally Honest Level Review with your host, Nate FH, the Geometry Dash YouTube series where I give my brutally honest review of levels with no sugarcoating. And in this week's video, we'll be having a little chat. A discussion, if you will. A discussion about levels that are timeless. The ones that, no matter how old they are, we as a community will look back and always go, wow, that guy must be a chef because he cooked! There are a few ways that a level can keep its longevity. A level could have been one of the first of its kind to lay the groundwork for a whole new series of levels to build on and evolve. It could have been in a very unique style which would make it stand out to this day, or it could simply have just been one of the best levels during its time and still be regarded as amazing today. Obviously, there's also ways that level doesn't age well at all. It could have been trying to push one aspect of the game and failed. It could have gotten caught up in the crossfire of a new update and tried to use said new features, or trying to do something that's relatively new and still evolving. For this video, I'll be focusing on levels that have aged very well, but if you would be interested in hearing about levels that haven't aged well at all, then let me know in the comments and sub so you don't miss it. Oh, and level review next video, I promise. When it comes to the levels that start a trend, the very first ones can be very hit or miss, but more likely a miss. Take 9 Circles as an example. While it's a solid level, there was obviously room for improvement for the formula and a way to vary the ideas. But what if there was a level that started a trend that was so good it absolutely decimated every level that tried to share part of its name with it? Well, that level is a thing and it's called Lonely Travel. While levels like Dark Travel are still good, it's like comparing the heights of the Rockies to the Himalayas. So what did Lonely Travel do to become so immortal? Well, it was really the first level to focus on giving the player an experience. It does this through song representation and atmosphere. In the case of this level, it really does capture that feeling of a travel. It does it in a perfect way by having enough progression to tell a story throughout the level, but have that story be interpreted in many different ways purely through environmental hints. The general flow of how the progression goes is that you spend the first 3.5 minutes seemingly wandering the world doing nothing, but then you hit this high of the level and the best part of any 2.0 level, that being this cloud part. Side note, but the lead up to this part is still probably one of the best moments of any GD level. It sends chills down my spine. A goddamn Geometry Dash level has sent chills down my spine. Like, if that's not impressive, I do not know what is. It's almost written like a movie or a book where this part is the climax and whatever comes after is the falling action. And this sort of change seems to be symbolized by this single ray of light and a red flower that show up in the part following this. Almost like it's the start of a brighter future. Then there's a build through this massive staircase to another climax, but rather than it being epic or euphoric, it's calming and relaxing. Almost like all your past struggles have faded away as you embrace your new positive future. The rest of the level is full of color. This sort of subtle environmental storytelling can be really hard to pull off, as most levels that do environmental storytelling will resort to cutscenes to have the story make sense. So not requiring that at all, especially in a 2.0 level, is incredible. One other thing about Lonely Travel is that it's one of those levels that you can't really remake while making it better. If you try to remake the level, you lose all the 2.0 charm the level has. There are other levels like this, but few have actually proved it as much as Black Blizzard. I had a rough time choosing between Black Blizzard or Blade Justice to talk about, as while both are fantastic and have aged very well. Blade Justice does have a really good remake that improves on the original, while the main remake for Black Blizzard gets destroyed by the original. While I'm down to shit talk Dark Dimensions all day, that's sadly not what this video is about. Black Blizzard is one of the few extremes in its tier that people still play constantly. And no, it's not only because it's popular. I mean, when's the last time you see someone beat, let alone talk about Ultrasonic? Even today, Black Blizzard is one of the most recognizable extremes in the game, from its weird, gimmicky gameplay to its awesome theme that being, well, Black Blizzard. God damn, I'm good at this whole script writing thing. Carmel's style in particular is one of the hardest to recreate, as it feels like he just did whatever he had on mind. Now, there are some things you can do to add some caramel spice into your level, though building off and upgrading caramel style is nearly impossible. Letting Black Blizzard and many other caramel levels look fresh even to this day. One part in particular that goes above and beyond is this duel. It still looks amazing today, and a great way to build off the previous part with the mountains lighting up and the storm getting more intense. Actually, I think the idea might be that you're actually inside the storm now, but to each their own interpretation. Side note, but the way this tornado done was really clever. All it is just a line of black glow moving up and down really fast. One other thing about Black Blizzard has aged pretty well overall is its gameplay. Despite the first part being infamous for being impossible, the level still has interesting gameplay, from the weird timings in the pre-drop, crazy duel, and easy looking yet tense ending. It's also a very solid average enjoyment rating of 67 out of 100 according to the Extreme Demon enjoyment list. Now, Carmel isn't the only creator to have a style so unique it's recognizable without needing a name attached to it. There is a creator who has become very popular throughout 2.1 for a similar reason, and I'll be choosing a level from this creator, but this level will be from specifically early 2.1. This era of the game doesn't have too many levels that age super well, as the meta style at the time was glow, and I don't think many people would say that those levels have aged too well. This time also acted as the birth or transitional era for many of these styles, such as boss fights, modern art, and so on. The sort of teenage times of these styles, if you will, but the creator who did manage to break this trend with his unique way of building would be Rafer, and more specifically In Silico. I decided to go with In Silico as it sort of acts as intermediate between Slam and all other future Rafer levels, which focus more on art, while Slam has a lot more standard designs in it. It's also a bit newer, and by a bit newer, I mean it came out in 2018. Wait, I thought this came out in 2019. Anyway, for a level that's around 7 years old, it's held up surprisingly well. While a lot of the art pieces have aged, especially when compared to today, the level does an amazing job in other aspects to make it stand out today, such as the energy, progression, and song representation. Wait, I might be seeing a trend here. Okay, the coins as well, but everyone knows that Rafer coins are really stupid but awesome. This level has some great progression. It has a lot more focus on the environmental progression like Lonley Travel, but rather than a sad, somber tale of someone going through hardship to then overcome it, you're going at the speed of Mach fuck through this volcanic island that is about to explode and turn into a cloud of fine red mist as your remains get buried under meters of ash like Pompeii once was. Anyway, you start out at the base of the island and progress to the interior as you go through many different sections of the island, such as the generator, main volcano, the tower we escape from, which is portrayed perfectly through the energy. The last part in particular shows us the best, and even within this part, the energy gets built up upon, making this extremely fun and thrilling no matter how good you are at the game, which is magical. The rest of the level shows its energy through pulses, which normally range from green to purple, with some occasional pulses from warmer colors and other block pulses. While overall is probably the level in this video that has aged the most, it still has plenty of charm to it to make it stand out among the levels in not only 2018, but even today. Overall, when it comes to Geometry Dash, most levels will show age in some sort of fashion, whether that be playing around with new update features, being one of the first in a new genre, or even just the creator of the level getting much better. However, there are those levels that come out which age like fine wine, whether it lays the groundwork for how something is done, being groundbreaking, or simply being incredibly unique to the point of earning the title of being unremakeable. Those levels that act as the example for thousands of established and aspiring creators to use as inspiration for their own levels, and levels that should be truly cherished forever.